Hi everyone, thank you for your interest in participating in the webinar about the wiki as well as other online resources. You'll have a couple of things that you need to do. You're going to get a URL or a web address, and this is it right here. You'll get it in an email, and this is how you will join the webinar. So what you will do, you'll either copy and paste it, or if it's active like this with the lines under it, then you'll just click on it and it will take you directly to the URL. But before you do that, you should make sure that your equipment is ready. So your computer and speakers. So what you'll do is you'll click on this one, which is also included in the email, and click here. And this will help you set up your equipment. You're going to want to go to the first time users section, and you are going to go to Blackboard Collaborate. So you'll click on this. It will do an automatic check of your system, which is what this means, step 1. Then once you do an automatic check of the system, scroll down, and then you're going to go to what's called the configuration room. So when you go to the configuration room, it's going to look like this. It takes a couple of minutes once you say OK. It's asking you if you want to open it, and say open. You don't need to save it, just say open. If you're operating from Firefox, it'll look a little different. A dialog box comes up like one of those little boxes, but you'll do the same thing. You'll click open. And then it will launch Java, which takes a couple of seconds to do that. And then once this comes up, it's asking you if you want to run the application. You do want to run it. And right now the computer is just connecting to the site. Now it's going to load Blackboard Collaborate. And this is what it looks like when you are in the room. It's a virtual room. This gives you some information right here on how to make sure that your speakers and your microphone work. You just need to follow the directions for configuring your audio. You need to go to the Tools menu, and then you need to go to Audio and Audio Setup Wizard, and then it will take you through some step-by-step directions. You can either have speakers, which are on your computer, or you can have headphones. And when you determine which ones you have, then you can just say OK. And then it prompts you to play it so that you can set it at a comfortable level. So I'll pretend like I'm going through and doing that. So I would click play. Okay, because that was at a comfortable it was at a comfortable place, I did stop, and it's asking me if I was comfortable. If I was, I can say yes. If I'm not, I'll say no, and it'll take you back through it again. So I'm going to say yes. And then if you are wanting to speak at all during the webinar, you can set up a microphone. My current microphone is a line in, so I'm going to say OK. An array is if you don't have something plugged into your computer necessarily. Okay, and then it's going to let me do a little bit of recording, and while I'm recording right now, you can see the green line indicates that I'm recording, and this helps me raise and lower my volume. And so now it wants me to play it back, so I'll do that. So that lets me know that my voice was being recorded so that when I'm in the room I am going to be able to speak if I choose to do that. So everything is good. I'm going to say yes, and then it lets me know my setup is complete. The other thing you need to do is set your connection speed, and the way that you do that is you go to Edit, then you go to Preferences, and then you go and you find Session. You might have to scroll down for that. And then for your connection, you have to indicate whether you're on cable or dial-up or DSL. Okay? And you don't need to worry about that. So once you do that, then you say close. Most people actually now have cable or dial-up. Okay? And then once you do that, you are ready to go to the webinar. So let me click out of this window so that we're closing out. It's going to ask me, yes, I'm going to leave the session. Sometimes it takes a couple of extra seconds to do that. So once you've done that setup and you're good that your machine you can hear and you can speak if you want to. You don't have to speak during the webinar. There is a chat window that you can use to ask questions or make comments. You can do that. The other thing is that you'll get this URL to join the session on January 18th. You can log in about a half an hour before. So it's the same thing, you'll either copy and paste this or you'll just click onto it. Okay. And when you come to this point, it's going to ask you to type in your name. Please type in your name as you want to be addressed. And then you'll click login and it will go through that same process as when we were going to the configuration room. Right now it's not going to actually let me in. It will give me an error. So if I click login, it's telling me that the room is not active yet. But on the day of the session on January 18th, you will be able to go into the session just like it did in the configuration room. If you have any questions at all prior to the webinar, my email is G as in George, INE, S as in Sam, I at bcps.org. I look forward to seeing you on the 18th at 4:30. Have a great day.